Another stinking tour in Afghanistan. Oh joy. Oh boy, oh joy. And this time, we got to babysit a recon team that's gone missing. And that just ducky. So, heat takes on an entirely new meaning in Afghanistan. Because it doesn't stop. It just gets worse and worse and worse as the days goes on. And it would be nice to have portable air conditioners, but there is no such thing invented yet. So I guess we're stuck having to put up with the heat. And full gear, no less. So we find the LZ, and we start trudging up this mountaintop. And unfortunately, we came across someone's LBE, and unfortunately, it also had blood splatter with it. Wasn't determined whose blood it was, but I think it's a pretty safe bet it was probably the guy that owned it. So we keep trudging up the mountain a little bit more, and we found more equipment. So it looks like we found the lost recon team. Imagine that. And when we finally get to the top, there's this cave there, and it say, well, hey, maybe we can get out of this heat by being in that cave, and set up a base of operations, and then try to find the bodies and do an extraction. Unfortunately, about the time I said that, this huge 12-foot tall giant comes out. And he's got 6 fingers and 6 toes. And he's got a huge spear in his hand. And he's going, telling us to stay away. I guess. I mean, that's what I'm assuming. And we didn't stay away because, hey, we need to make sure we've recovered all of our stuff. And so finally he gets mad and he flings the spear at one of our guys and impales him. Which, fortunately for him, death was instantaneous. And so it was weapons free at that point, and we took this critter down. Now, the funny thing about it is that when we reported it in, all of a sudden, here comes some big Chinook helicopters, and they hook that sucker up and they take off with it. And it's like, what in the hell have we opened up here? So apparently they must have known something. They must have known something. I mean, there is some folklore there in Afghanistan about giants, so maybe that's where they heard from. But they come out with 2 big Chinooks, hooked it up, and took off with it. Away they go. It's like, well, okay, that was a wonderful way to start the tour. Starting the tour, killing a giant, huh? Who would have thought? Now, this story that I just told you is considered a rumor or a legend, but it ain't a legend because there's a lot of basis in truth. Okay, you have Snake Mountain in Ohio, for example, which has a giant in there, and we've recovered giant bones before, and they were hushed up. Giants are not an improbability. Even the Bible mentions giants. There's giants everywhere. All over the place, and so why not? Why would this be legendary? Just because somebody says so? No, I mean, I see no reason not to believe this story. They lost their recon team. Why would they make that shit up? Right? That makes no sense. Why would they make up a story after losing their men and one of their own men? By the way, they lost one of their own men. He got impaled. So, I mean, why would they make something? I just don't see them making something like that up. I just don't. Especially if one of their own men is impaled by a spear. Damn. So, yeah, I just don't see them making that up. But, it's Halloween. And so, I thought of the Kandahar giant. Gonna be kind of hard to trick or treat with him because ain't nobody running around that's 12 foot tall. As an aside, speaking of tall, I'm still laughing over the official report, quote unquote, of the of the disturbance that was. Where was that at? Was that in Vegas, where they had like 300 cop cars or so? No, 450. I'm sorry, 450 cop cars. All right, 450 cop cars, and and supposedly the ruckus was. Now, the eyewitnesses said there was ETs. There was ETs running around. But the official report, now get this cracks me up. The official report was that it was a 9-foot tall human. Well, now, okay, but there ain't very many 9-foot tall humans running around now, is it? And it was supposedly only one? No, that's not what the eyewitnesses said. But, you know, that's the official story, is that it's just one 9-foot tall human. And it's like, well, where did they get the 9-foot tall human? Humans aren't 9 foot tall, at least not yet. Now, we're getting there. Yeah, we got a few 7-footers running around. But 9? No, we don't have any 9-foot tall humans running around. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. You know, maybe in the Guinness Book of World Records or something, there might be a 9-foot tall human running around. But anywho, I still get a chuckle out of that because they said it was a 9-foot tall human, and that was what was all the ruckus. And 450 cop cars for a 9-foot tall human? Okay. You know, obviously there's more to this story, isn't there? Yeah, of course there is. You don't need 450 cop cars for a 9-foot tall human. You don't even need 450 cop cars for ETs that are walking around. But they sent 450 cop cars? It's like, holy shit. What'd they do? They must have got them from other counties and everything, man. They all converged on that location. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, man, that's a lot of cop cars for a 9-foot tall human, isn't it? Yeah, totally. But what are you going to do, right? All right, anyway, I just thought I'd do the Kandahar Giant because it is Halloween, and, you know, that's, you know, and I think the story is true because there's just too much evidence of giants in this world. Way too much evidence. And then, like I said, they're in the Bible, they're in other writings, ancient writings. You know, giants are a thing. They've always been a thing, and they always will be a thing. And, you know, I don't know why we're so reticent to try to dismiss it when there's overwhelming evidence. Like I said, Snake Mountain right there in Ohio. You know, those were giants. They were buried there. You know, I mean, you know, what do you want? You know. Anyways, I thought I'd share that story since it is Halloween. I may do yet another one before evening. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, just thought I'd share that. And y'all have a pleasant day and a better tomorrow. Bye.